Welcome back, adventurers. Today we follow the adventures of Ronin and Amethyst as they embark on their journey through the void. Right away, we are thrown into a world unkind to Kenku and drawn in by a woman Amethyst has known to be evil, but trustworthy when she needs something from you. They are given the ability to circumvent Paradox's dastardly plan for a more deadly and unwalked path. That being said, I hope you enjoy the episode and I hope you are staying safe. Alright. Ronin and Amethyst. Welcome to a new kind of story. You both began your journeys with various adventures in various kind of forts. Along your adventures, you met some tortured souls that you were able to help and were able to help you. At the end of it, you both met the woman called Paradox, who offered you guys a deal. Something that you needed help with. For one reason or another, you both agreed. And now, you know that you are a part of a game with points and a game with winners and losers. Ronin. You wake up with Ash. In a forest. It takes a few seconds for you to readjust to Ash's sights, rather than your own kind of blindness, but you see ahead of you a misty, fog-covered forest with rotting wood of old, kind of overly soaked trees and pines on the floor. There's no snow, but there isn't a lot of leaves either. It's mostly just dirt and patches of grass where there might have been sun at one point, but it is yellowed and kind of crumpled at this point, and browned pine needles. You see what looks to be birds and squirrels scuttling up in these tall trees, where the sun hides. Beside you, you find a black book with no markings on it. What are you doing?
Is Nightmare still with me?
He is not. You are alone.
I reached out and tentatively just touched the book.
Nothing happens.
I pick it up and I try and open it up just to like a random page.
Basically, to give you the short version of it, it is all of the notes and anything that you guys talked about in your group chat that I've set up between you and Amethyst. So you know that you are looking for Amethyst. And you have a vague idea of this person.
Did anywhere in the chat, we didn't mention Amethyst's like other name, like Chime, did we? Okay. Am I on like a path or just kind of in the middle of the forest?
Just in the middle of the woods.
Okay. Do I sense anywhere kind of pulling me in a direction?
No. You think this is pretty open. But on that thought, Amethyst. You wake up.
Hello. Okay.
Ooh, your mic is kind of fucky.
Oh, okay. I remember what I had to do.
I'm just gonna go into the descriptions while you're figuring it out, okay?
Okay, is this better?
Not really.
Okay.
Is that better?
Very much so.
Okay.
Amethyst, you wake up with your feathers You can just feel them being soaked in something thicker than water. As you open your eyes, you see what looks to be a series of evergreen trees, huge. But it looks like it's been in a place that is soaked to the bone, as the wood on these trees are rotting and peeling and deadening, as you see fungus just exploding around the roots of these trees, creating a new kind of low ecosystem that continues on in life. You see a heavy fog that covers the sun. There's no clouds, there's no sky. There's no snow on the ground, just mostly rocks and dirt. In fact, it's not even dirt, it's mud, which you realize that you're laying in. Once again, beside you, you see a plain black book. It is the same as Ronin, and you have a vague idea of who Ronin is.
Okay. I want to look around to see if there's any footprints in my vicinity.
Roll survival.
23.
You see absolutely none, and you're pretty confident that you're not missing anything.
Cool. I am going to start walking, but I want to roll for perception, because I just want to keep an eye out to make sure that
Yep.
I'm looking in the shadows.
Makes total sense to me.
Oof. 12.
Noted.
But I just want to walk is there anything around me that is different than the other things around me? Any sort of tree that's a slightly different, any sort of weird ruts in the mud.
That will need an investigation check if you're looking for something specific.
Okay. 11.
You do actually find one thing near you.
Mm-hmm.
You see what looks to be a perfect handprint, that's almost burned, but not in a fire sense, but almost in an acid sense, into the wood of a tree that slightly looks sicker than the other.
Okay. I gotta ask, even though I know it's not the answer, I gotta ask it, but does it look to be about the size of a young elvish boy's hand?
No.
Okay, yeah.
You're gonna ask if it was the size of a lighthouse. Is it about that? I was like, lighthouse?
Oh, Darren?
Fucking oof.
He will never live down the lighthouse.
Absolutely
honestly.
Not. Anyway. What? Okay. With that, Ronin, what are you doing?
Do I have my bag with me still?
You do.
Okay, I'm gonna check my bag to just see if I'm missing anything.
Nope, you should have everything.
Okay, dope. So I'm just laughing because I have a big old bag of incense written.
Big old bag of incense.
Thanks, past me. Alrighty, I guess I tie that up and I throw it on my back.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of actually, I'm gonna take a second to like listen real hard and see if I like hear what's going on in the woods around me.
Okay, roll perception with advantage because you're using your hearing.
That is a 12.
Okay. You hear what sounds like possible walking off to the east, but in the very, very, very furthest away, you hear what looks to be a town of some kind.
I'm going to, I'll be like start stealthily heading towards the sound of the walking.
Okay. Roll stealth then.
That's 21.
Yeah, you're a fucking ghost, my dude.
Ooh.
Okay, back to you, Amethyst. Oh, actually, before you go, do you go the way towards the town or the walking?
The walking.
Noted. All right, back to you, Amethyst.
Can I just sidetrack for 1 second?
Mm-hmm.
I was holding a D20 in one hand and a piece of beef jerky in the other hand. Some wires got crossed just now.
Yeah, that'd be like that.
Tried to eat the dice.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, I am just going to continue walking around. I'm going to continue walking around and just trying to find anything. Look, like I'm just looking for any sign of life, honestly.
I'll allow you to roll perception again.
Okay. I mean, if you needed me to like get more specific on like a different thing, I could do that too.
No.
15.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Okay.
Did you roll the jerky though? What did you get? That's funny.
I want to try to climb a tree to get a better angle.
All right. Ronin. You kind of in the blurriness of Ash's sights, very slowly, as you're kind of hopping from tree to tree, you see a Kenku girl with purple feathers, but mostly based in like black feathers, trying to decide. She's looking at trees. You think she might be doing something with the trees? Maybe climbing them. Maybe she's gonna fly up
there. I don't know what Amethyst looks like, do I?
No, but no, I guess you wouldn't.
I mean, I'm gonna use my keen sense of intelligence to like assume that wait, do I know I'm looking for a Kenku?
I don't believe you do.
Ooh.
I don't know I'm looking for a half elf.
I forgot Ronin was a half elf for a little bit.
We love.
I'm like, damn, I didn't know you were either.
You already forgot that last night.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Hilariously enough, if I had my magic items, I could be a half elf too.
Okay. I'm just gonna like chill out behind a tree for a while and like watch what she
Okay. Hell yeah,
No.
noted. Amethyst.
I would like to climb the tree.
Roll athletics.
Okay. Not bad, considering I have a 0 in athletics. 15.
Okay, Ronin. You see this Kenku, this strange Kenku, trying to grip her like talon-like fingers into the soft mossy wood. As it kind of like you hear the squish of them kind of cut into that bark as she starts pulling herself up pretty well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of watch her. Do I know what the like? I guess from Ash, do fairy or weasels have color vision? I guess is the big question.
I would say that they do because he's more familiar than fairy than ferret.
Would I have an idea then what the color amethyst looks like?
Yeah, absolutely you would.
Does the purple look really similar?
Yep.
Okay. Starting to think more and more that this is probably the amethyst I'm looking for.
All right, amethyst. You get up to the first branch that could probably hold your weight.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like rest on the bench for a second, and I cast guidance on myself.
Hell yeah.
And I begin to move farther up the tree.
Okay, roll another athletics check.
With guidance.
Yep.
I got so excited by the 4 on the D4, but 11.
Ronin, you see this poor bird girl slide all the way down the tree, covering herself in muck and moss and rotting bark. Amethyst, you land on your butt back into the mud.
Okay, that did not work. And I'm just gonna stand up and start like brushing myself off.
Yeah, nah.
Is there any like little stones or like ripped off piece, like a fairly dense piece of wood close by my feet?
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
Sweet. I'm gonna do the cliche pick a little rock up and like toss it into the bush close by.
Fair.
And see what the reaction is.
Roll to hit. So just roll a d20 plus your dex.
Nat 1.
Roll again.
Oh wait, is it plus anything or just flat roll?
Yeah, plus your acrobatics. Not your acrobatics, your dex. Apologies.
Dex. Oh, 10.
Amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
You see a little stone just ping off of your armor.
Where did it come from?
The west from you.
Do I see anything immediately looking that direction?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Are there bushes nearby or something? Or
no,
like
there's bushes on the other side of you, but it's just mostly trees.
Okay, so there. Okay, I'm gonna go to the west. I'm gonna walk over.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna kind of. I want to start like, looking behind trees.
Cool. Ronin, do you hide from her?
Yeah.
Roll another stealth roll.
Not gonna use that dice anymore.
Amethyst, please roll investigation.
Investigation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or yeah, no, investigation because you're looking for something specific.
Okay.
That's a 13 for stealth.
Noted.
I'm so mad. It's an 11.
You don't see anybody.
No.
Oh, this is kind of weird.
Wow, my highest roll today was a 15. Now I just need to insight somebody so that I'm actually fucking good at something.
All right, Ronin, what you doing?
I'm gonna pull out one of my swords and just like casually kind of like, what do I want to do here? You know what? I'm gonna try throwing another rock into the bushes and see if I can do it.
Roll 20 plus your dex.
That's a little better. 14.
Yeah. So Amethyst. Now, in the east of you, you hear the bushes rustle.
Okay. I cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You feel, you detect a fine familiar about 10 feet away from you.
I go right to it.
You see Ronin.
Who are you? I pull out my dagger.
I still have my sword out because I did pull it out.
Yeah.
I social distance 6 feet. I'm not getting close to him.
That's fair.
My name's Ronin. Who are you?
Amethyst. I'm looking for you.
I'm also looking for you.
I don't know why, but I guess we are playing this game together. I assume.
I guess that's what it seems like.
Okay.
Did you
Well,
just
it
wake
is
up here?
good. It is good to meet you. I am Amethyst. You already knew that?
I tentatively reach out and shake your hand. Did you just wake up here or did you travel here?
I woke up here. You?
That's the same that happened to me, yes.
Okay, so neither of us know where this is.
Were you with anyone before you got here?
Yes. You?
Yes.
I think it's just, I don't think that it was real. I think it was based on reality, but I don't think it was reality. I don't know if any of this is reality.
In the distance, you hear a loud bang.
Where did it come from?
The west, probably around the same place you heard the town, Ronin.
What did it sound like? Like, did it sound like something going off or like an explosion of some type?
It sounded like a kind of smaller, more compact, not as like big and bulky cannon.
Okay. I look in that direction. Do I like see anything over?
No, you're pretty far away.
That's fair. I guess more accurately, Ash looks in that direction. Yeah. I stay looking straight ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe we should go check out what that was.
I agree. I start walking in that direction.
You hear another bang.
So your specialty is swords?
Yes. I learned how to wield a long time ago.
Good to know. I'm a cleric, so this should be interesting.
A cleric. I haven't met many of those in my travels.
Interesting. There are a lot of clerics.
I tended to stay on the.
Nope, keep going.
I tended to stay on the outskirts of towns when I traveled, so that might be it.
All right.
Understandable.
As you all begin to walk closer and closer to this town, Amethyst, you in particular start getting kind of a bad vibe from it.
Okay, there's something is wrong with this place. We
How
must
so?
be careful. I don't know. I can tell that there's something off. I just don't know what.
You hear another bang. It's much, much louder this time. It makes you both jump. As this time you hear you hear yelling in probably a language one of you speaks. Actually, no, both of you would speak it. It's Elvish. These fucking things, just a waste of time. Almost not worth the bullets. Just toss them to the pit. Don't think about it anymore. And then you hear the sound of 3 thumps from falling from a distance. There. Now we just gotta go buy new ones. It'll be fine. As they begin to head away. The voices begin to head away.
I really hope this isn't slaves like I think it is, but it might be.
We should be careful.
Or I'm just assuming you speak Elvish.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
We should be careful. Maybe we should sneak up to this town and try and get a look before we let ourselves be known.
I agree.
And I leap into the bushes.
All right. Both of you please roll stealth.
So I just realized something else.
Yes.
I have my spellcasting focus.
Mm-hmm.
My spellcasting focus has invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still the thing? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's in your focus.
Okay.
Ronin got Ash, you get invisibility once a day.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Ash is just like on my shoulders, like just chilling, which is where he usually is. Like, if I don't mention it, he's just always going to be sitting on my shoulders because that's where he just chills.
Have I noticed anything weird about like Ash and Ronin?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty clear that Ronin's blind and Ash is basically seeing for him.
Okay.
Yeah, like Ash moves his head, Ronin doesn't, and his eyes are like cloudy. Like they do not look like they can see anything.
Okay, cool. Ronin, I'm going to cast invisibility on myself. And I do so.
Okay.
And I got a 10 in stealth, so I'm definitely probably visible.
You know, you think you might be okay. All right, so you two head towards the town.
Mm-hmm.
So you come up to the road. Let me just finish something and then I'll move it over. You come up to a road. It's a dirt road. It looks like it's been traveled upon thousands and thousands of times. As you see what looks to be a town gate. it's wrapped in wrought iron, kind of that black, kind of swirly, metal sculpture-esque fences, and it seems to be wrapped all around. Amethyst, the first thing you notice is that the top of the fences are barbed.
Mm.
As they're not meant to be climbed over, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Ronin, the first thing that you notice is the Elvish script that is written above the gate. And it's not even really a gate, it's more of an archway. There's no actual doors, but you have to kind of walk through this archway to get into the town. But scrolled over in the same wrought iron over this arch is Tranquility. You could probably assume that's the name of the town. As you two approach, you see on the left of you what looks to be a pit of quite deep, frankly. As well as on the right, you see a few more pits like that have been apparently like sealed, like they've been refilled. And you see in the distance what looks to be a town very picturesque, but run down, almost westerny. As what the fuck are you doing up there? There it is. But you see horses, you see probably courtesans, you see taverns, you see everyone is an elf or a half elf. But you can tell who's the actual full elves because there's not a speck of dust on them. On the fence, you see what looks to be a sign that says no, or rather, unaccompanied Kenku will be shot on sight.
I read that sign too. Mm-hmm. How close are those pits?
Pretty close.
Okay.
Conveniently close.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to one.
Yeah. You see what you think you see. There's more than just 3.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like.
Yeah.
Stop wasting bullets on them.
Mm-hmm.
Implying it's already happened.
They look like they've been stripped of all clothes, all the belongings. Yep.
I look at Amethyst and I say, this looks like a town we have no business in. Should we go around?
Do you know where I am right now? I'm invisible.
How long does invisibility last?
1 hour concentration.
Gotcha. But here's the thing: he might not be able to see you, but I'm pretty sure he can assume that you're around.
Mm-hmm. True.
And also, he'd probably be able to hear you.
Oh yeah. I can talk.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I think this is exactly where they want us.
When there's no specific rules to the game, we can do what we want.
That is true, but who's to say that there's anything more here than just forest?
That's true. How long can you stay invisible for?
Up to an hour.
We should take this time to go explore, because if I get seen, it's not a big deal, but if you get seen, that's a lot more of an issue.
Well, if I get seen alone, it's an issue.
That is true.
But I don't have to be alone.
That is true. it seems risky though. So if we can avoid you being seen at all, I think it would be the safest for you.
Agreed.
Amethyst, you're pretty sure you know what country you're in currently. Or at least something similar to Stoic Jar.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, at least I have you.
That's true. Shall we head towards the center of town and see what we can see?
Yes.
I'ma continue to stealth.
Okay.
I'll walk next to you.
All right.
All right. So you head in. You're not necessarily like not being seen. Basically any kind of official with a badge, any kind of observant person seems to be seeing you, but no one's stopping you. Specifically. You all begin to head towards the center. You two begin to head towards the center of town. As you guys come to the middle, you see what looks to be a call board, and a small, very small, probably only 3 or 4 rooms in it, inn.
Okay. There must be a purpose to us being here.
Should we?
I can't see why there wouldn't be. This is a game.
Does anyone like kind of around the middle of town look familiar or kind of stand out at all or seem like they're acting suspicious?
Roll perception.
11.
No, but something does catch your eye. As you kind of looking around for people you recognize, your eyes fall onto the call board. It looks like a piece of paper that has almost been... The piece of paper seems crumpled, and it seems withered, and it seems like it's seen the ringer. It looks like almost it was ripped out of an old tome. But the picture on it is perfect and beautiful. Almost like a photograph. It is a picture of a girl, and the caption is, "Have you seen me?" And it says, "Any information, come to the Dreadful Scholars Tavern and ask for Annie."
I want to look at the notice too.
Yep.
Can I get an idea of the face?
I will send you the picture.
Is that someone you recognize?
No.
Me neither.
Maybe we should go check into this.
Maybe.
It doesn't say wanted, it doesn't say missing, it just says, "Have you seen her?" That seems strange to me.
Very strange. Well, let's head towards the tavern and see what we can find. To the tavern.
All right. The tavern that's in the center of the town is not called the Dreadful Scholar. It is called, it's called the Adventurer's Hat, is what it's called. I'm looking at the notes there.
Can you ask? I whisper to Ronin. Can you ask somebody around the outside of the tavern where the dreadful scholar is?
Sure. Is there anyone who looks not super threatening or shady around the edge of the tavern?
No.
Who looks the least shady?
You see what I can best describe as like a cowboy. You see a few courtesans. A high elf who seems to be in some sort of like government clothing. Yeah, you see also a stable boy who seems to be tying off that government official's horse.
I'm gonna head to the stable boy.
All right. As you head to the stable boy, Amethyst, someone catches your eye.
Who?
You see a very particular person's gonna absolutely lose their shit in about 30 seconds.
I have a feeling since you're saying it that way, it's Kira. Hey, you would have lost your shit at my solo session, Kira.
It took place in Zara's castle.
It took place in Azzy's childhood.
Mm-hmm. See him.
What? Why are you here?
You see him with his head down, kind of in his nose in a book as he's like basically power walking down the opposite way of Ronin, and into an alley.
I like Kelly's response.
Wait, Kelly responded.
Do I like notice Amethyst is looking like shook?
No.
You can't see me for two reasons.
Oh no!
I'm invisible.
Does she sound?
Have you approached? Has Ronin approached the safe? Okay.
Ronin, you approach the stable boy. He seems to be a half elf like you. He has kind of this dark sun-kissed skin, and kind of these long curly black locks, kind of tied up into like almost like a top knot, as he's tying the horse.
Oh my god, it's a hipster. I kind of just like stay neutral, and I'm just like, excuse me, I'm looking for the Dreadful Scholars Tavern. Could you point me in that direction, please?
I have not heard of the Dreadful Scholar Tavern. Do you know if it is in Tranquility?
I'm not sure. I was told by a friend that I should meet them there, but I'm not quite sure where it would be.
Perhaps it is, as they say, not of higher society, as I am not permitted to go into places for the common folk.
Mm-hmm. Is there...
sorry, just 1 second. Amethyst, as you hear this, you're thrown right back to Taliban, who has almost the identical accent. Mm-hmm. Yeah, anyway, to you.
Do I like get a sense that there's like multiple districts in this town where there's like
It's pretty fucking small.
okay.
Amethyst, you have about 25 minutes left.
What?
Sorry, I actually did the math wrong. Amethyst, you have about 45 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
Is there any other towns close by to this one?
No. I think the only one that is closest is one of the cities. But I believe that it is off limits currently, as it is having a bit of a issue.
Do you know what the city's name is?
I am sorry, but no.
Are there any other taverns in this town other than this one here?
Again, I would not know. I'm just a stable boy.
That is fair. Thank you for your help, though.
Yes. Amethyst, what are you doing?
I grab Ronin, by like the wrist, kind
You
of.
lose sight of Gilbert.
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing it trying to leave earlier, but I grab Ronin by the wrist and I kind of like start going.
I try and make it look like I am not being dragged.
Roll deception.
I'm just trying to get to Gilbert.
No.
12.
Yeah, you do pretty well.
Oh,
The stable boy kind of smiles and goes, I hope you find it though.
Ash turns his head as I say, thank you.
He looks kind of surprised, but kind of nods a little bit and continues to ride to tie the horse.
Okay, once I'm far enough away from like the stable boy to hear us, I say, I saw someone I knew. Follow me.
All right.
Alright.
And I follow.
You continue on. As Amethyst, you turn into the alley that you saw Gilbert go into. You see about 100 feet away Gilbert, who's still in the same alley, makes eye contact with you, gives you...
He makes eye contact with me?
He does.
Oh, shit.
And he makes the most non-Gilbert smile you've ever seen. And then he walks around a corner.
I'm running down. I didn't stop. I'm running down the moment that I see that he was still there.
I figured. But he still disappears. After a few moments, you get to that corner that he was just standing as you see a tavern.
Guess my scholar friend knew where to find the dreadful scholar.
From like Gilbert's, for Ronin, it's just some guy. But like, did the smile seem weird to him at all, or did it just kind of seem like?
It seemed like it knew too much.
Who did you say this friend of yours was again?
I mean, he's a friend of mine. We're a part of an adventuring group. And I don't think it's him. I don't think it's really him. I don't think that all of this is twisted reality. But it was a good clue.
That is fair.
All right, you guys gonna head in? All right. I need to run to the washroom, so we'll take a quick break.
Sweet.
All right. So you see ahead of you what looks to be a worn down tavern. It is made of almost like a dark, almost black wood, and it's a little lopsided. It looks like it has a falling apart sign, as it's just like wooden block letters that have been like hammered into like the small what's it called? Not patio, not balcony. Something. It's the thing that wraps around houses, and it has like a covering.
Porch.
Porch, a porch. Um, like just wooden letters, like hammered into the covering of the porch. As you see double doors that are just pitch black. The window off to the right is just shattered. And there is one window that seems to have like a singular candle in there.
Did Gilbert or Amethyst's friend go straight into the tavern?
You didn't see him.
I don't know if I should be invisible anymore.
Whatever you think is best.
I'm worried that they're going to detect me, and that's going to be even worse.
That could be.
Well, and also if I drop the spell, I can do this. And you feel a handprint on your hand on your arm,
Mhm.
and then I cast something. I cast Death Ward.
I figured.
And because I cast a spell, the invisibility drops.
Okay. So, what are you guys doing? Heading in?
Does it look like there's anyone in the tavern?
Not at all.
Okay, Ronin.
I guess we should head in.
Ronin.
Mhm.
I need you to pretend that you own me until we deem that it's not necessary.
All right. Walk behind me for a little bit. And he starts walking towards the tavern.
All right.
There you go.
He was just like all over me. All right. So you head inside, into this tavern. It is indeed empty. I'm just gonna throw the black one on there, but just the black screen. But you do see shadows of tables and a dusty piano that looks like its innards have been ripped out. But you do see kind of at the stairs where people go upstairs, you do see a person that's not Gilbert, wearing a sort of strange, almost uniform. But you do, as you get closer to the bar, see someone else. As you see a woman lovingly polishing the top of the tavern table. This woman is in a almost like courtesan outfit, with the straps, with it's strapless. It has the kind of black corset that's tied in the back, and it has the red skirt. Her hair is perfectly curled, but it does cover one eye, and she does wear gloves.
Does she look like anyone I know?
Check the void.
Where did I put my phone? There it is.
Is the second one the guy that's sitting by the stairs?
Yeah.
Do any of the kind of symbols on his like cloak look like they would be
They
do
look
any
a lot like paradoxes.
But I recognize her. Or
You've
does
run into her enough.
point
You know who
enough?
this is. Yeah.
Yeah. I stop going behind Ronan. I just walk up to her
She
and
smiles at you.
I curtsy.
She nods at that. She looks at you, Ronan.
I just stand there. I don't know what's going on. I like follow Amethyst up, so I'm like standing next to her, but I'm kind of just like staring.
Mm-hmm. She kind of smirks at you and she goes, "Hello again, Amethyst."
Hello again. I do not know in which context I should address you right now.
Well, were you instructed to talk to Annie?
Yes, I was.
So shouldn't you regard me as such?
It is good to see you again, Annie.
She nods and she looks at you, Ronan, and she goes, "Huh, it is unusual for me to see someone much of my kin." As she moves her bangs of one of the eye that's being covered by her bangs, as you see one of her eyes is like basically rotting in her skull. As she lets it drop again.
You should see a doctor.
Probably.
Rough.
She looks at you and she goes, "I should have known you were going to be in this game." If it helps, I'm not a part of it.
Is it? It is really you, though.
Yes. I was able to sneak in on the coattails of someone. And I have been...
Of who?
I think I deserve some secrets to myself, don't I?
Understandable.
I've been quietly making counter chess, as I know exactly who Paradox is, and I don't quite like if she wins this game.
Is there any information that you can give me on that?
Who Paradox is?
Yes.
You know the person you seek, the one who pulled the strings in the War of Time?
Yes.
Her equal, if not more.
Well, that is terrifying.
Yes, you see why I don't want her to get out of this miserable little pocket dimension she's in.
Well, I'd much like to keep her here, too.
Amethyst, we have worked together a few times now. I
Yes.
know you don't trust me, and you shouldn't, as you know who I am. But I have come quite reliant on you in these sort of situations. So my first question is, do you trust him? As she looks at Ronan.
I do.
Well, Ronan, then I might as well introduce myself properly. I'm Vecna, Goddess of Secrets.
Has Ronan ever ran into a god?
No, but he definitely knows who Vecna is. She's one of the original 6. She's yeah. You remember how in the beginning of PJ with Tessa and stuff like that, I explained like how gods work and stuff like that. You don't have to know specifics, but I told you that there are 6 really big gods that could like fuck with shit. Yeah, she's one of them.
Hold on, I do have a response. I'm just thinking of how I'm going to word. he stays like pretty like has a really good poker face, so he kind of just like stays neutral.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit that is a bit shocking, but I am honestly rather confused of what the fuck is going on.
Well, let me clear some things up for you. You and a few other players, not a few, decent amount actually, I'm quite surprised that she was able to pull so many people in, have been recruited, or blackmailed rather, into the greatest prison breakout ever conceived. Paradox has been trapped here for a very long time. She is a threat to not just mortals, but us as well. You think she uses us as in gods. Um, she is quite powerful if you haven't figured that out yet. There is a thing in the center of her pocket dimension that keeps her locked in. It's called the obelisk. I don't know if any of you got my messages when you were told about this game, but I'm going to ask you to do something hard. If you're
Okay.
willing to accept it, you don't have to listen to me. I completely understand if you want to play by her rules, as frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't try. I wouldn't be surprised if she tried to kill you for going against her world. I know what your quest is meant to be. I've been visiting all the other travelers, and I can pretty much guess where she's trying to lead you and what you're meant to do. She's trying to get you to go to a town. Amethyst, you know of it. It's the one stuck in time.
Oh.
But she's morphed it. As time and reality in this dimension is worn thin, and this town is locked in an ever constant circle. And so it was something that she could use to morph into her own needs.
Hmm.
There's going to be a group of heroes, or adventurers, no, I would argue heroes, that are going to try to recruit you into going to that town. They will have been told that they have discovered evidence. They will tell you that they have discovered evidence that the reason they are trapped in this town is because of a boy. A boy with the power to manipulate magic.
Hmm.
And they're going to try to get you to assassinate him. Beyond that, they're going to try to get you to rip his heart out. That child is named Landon Bow. But it is not the one you know. It is a version that holds planar abilities rather than actual abilities, much more like Jack.
Hmm.
Now, I understand if you're trying to win, as it is a scary game she is playing, and I understand that if you're the only one who goes against the rules, you're most likely going to die. But I want to try and get all of you out, including the ones she's using to blackmail you with, as well as an ally, to try to save everyone and the world while keeping her in.
Who is this ally?
One, that if he knew I was the one calling him an ally, he would probably kill you where you stood, and or find me and kill me where I stood. His name's Gideon.
Hmm.
You know that name.
I do.
Then that means we have a chance to succeed.
I've
Sorry,
spoken to him briefly.
Who's Gideon?
Gideon is arguably the most powerful living thing in the existence of our universe. When Paradox was locked away, he was also locked away, shattered into a million pieces by Paradox, because he was the only one that would be able to defeat her. I have made it so, with a few associates, as their eyes flash to the guy in uniform, that each piece is lined up with various groups.
Can I actually look over at that guy?
Mm-hmm.
I want to investigate something specific. I want to see if there's any symbols on anything that that person is wearing that I would recognize.
Roll investigation.
Come on, dice, just do me good once. Fuck.
I don't have it in my notes, but did Nightmare ever mention if his master was a boy or a girl?
He said her. He used she, her pronouns.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
You see Gilbert's wizarding book.
Oh, shit.
Or spell book.
Okay. Is he real?
She shrugs at you. You're asking the goddess of secrets to give you answers.
But wouldn't the goddess of secrets also appreciate that I try?
Yes, if you wanted a deal. But I believe you turned down my former version.
That is true.
So no, unfortunately you do not get to know my secrets.
That is okay.
Ronin, if you're ever interested, I could always use some might to my magic.
Is there a guarantee that this Gideon person, is going to defeat Paradox?
I certainly hope so.
It's not as confident as I would like it to be.
I know who Paradox is. No, scratch that. I know what Paradox is. And it is by simple math that I can safely guess that Gideon has enough power to take her down. It's also the fact that it suggests the fact that she's the one who shattered him and hid him throughout her pocket dimension, that she is as scared of him as I am of him as well.
I take it you're not going to share with the class what Paradox is?
I will give you a cryptic answer.
Lovely.
Let's just say their power is far darker and much more unnatural than God's. Your associate here has seen the power themselves. These
True.
creatures go even further than I can. I have to at least align with, the rules of physics and some other necessary evils. They move through them. In fact, they are them. They are not held by any rules of this world. In fact, they create them. That is what Paradox is. Not to mention a very angry one.
So you explained what the game is going to want us to do.
Yes.
And what do you suggest?
You're not going to like it.
I'm used to that.
There is someone in your memory, Amethyst. A memory that does not belong to you.
Mm.
He is the one who holds the biggest piece of Gideon's soul. He is the one protecting it. But first, back in the forest where you lied, there is a girl. The one on that page that I drew. You need to find her.
Who is she?
See, I cannot tell you why, but I must tread lightly at that.
Okay.
In fact, I cannot tell you, but I will say that ask her who she is and her relationship to Gideon.
Okay.
So, find her first. She is northwest. And then when you find her, you will find a lake. When you go to the lake, you will probably see some things, and I'm sorry if you do. But if you choose to try to find Gideon rather than trying to assassinate the boy, keep going north. At the edge of your portion of this world, in the middle of a forest, you'll find a magic shop. A certain one that, well, Amethyst, you'll just know when you see it.
Okay.
Once in there, if you see the owner of that shop, consider yourself lucky. If you have to go into the back of his shop, well, you better pray for luck. Do you understand?
I understand.
Ronin, what is your opinion on all this?
This girl that you refuse to tell us who she is she as powerful as Gideon?
In some ways, yes.
See, you're a fan of very cryptic answers.
I'm the goddess of secrets.
Yes, which makes things more complicated considering I don't know who you are at all. I barely know Amethyst at best. And I'm supposed to commit blindly to going on this magical quest after being told that the game I've been forced into is just some massive conspiracy to break out the said game master.
Yes.
Yes, that all makes total sense, obviously.
Don't you want revenge?
Paradox has really done not much to me other than put me in an inconvenient situation. I don't have really any alignment to anyone at this point.
I completely understand. And if you choose not to follow my direction, I will not hold it against you, Ronin. You are the one who has to make the choice, not me.
I look over at the guy who's been like chilling by the stairs. Has he done anything exciting?
He's just leaning on the banister.
Well, I guess Ash looks in his direction, but I kind of like yell in his direction or like talk loud enough that he can hear him like, what's your opinion on this?
I kind of chuckle at that.
You hear a muffled chuckle. As you hear, and I'll just cut the crap, in Gilbert's voice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do things unless it's justified. And I'm on her side.
Am I supposed to know who you are?
She does. And no.
Care to elaborate?
He looks at you, Amethyst.
This might be the friend of mine that I thought I saw come to this tavern.
Vecna nods. A vision of him, yes.
I mean, to be fair, out of everything, he is good.
She thinks to herself, and she looks at you, Ronin. Do you know how Nightmare got into the condition that he's in?
I didn't really have the chance to ask.
Amethyst just looks kind of shocked at Ronin. Like when the initial, like.
Yeah. He was working for someone of equal power to her. A paradox. He spent many decades following every whim, every order. And the minute he became inconvenient to her, she quite literally crumbled him up like a piece of paper and rebuilt him as a soulless husk that would once again be useful. And I would argue that she is the lesser evil, considering she let him live a second time, sort of. I understand that you have no loyalty to me, but if you had any trust in Nightmare at all, I wouldn't wander blindly into following paradox.
Do you
In
know
fact,
where my...
I will just say one thing. The answer is yes, and I'll elaborate that in a moment. But I will say, if you don't believe that happened to me, your companion was there.
I look at Amethyst. Or Ash does.
Yeah.
I was there. Not for the end, but I did see I contributed in the end of Nightmare's former self.
Adius Oakenheel.
All right.
We thought that he was the one in control of everything that was going wrong, and
yet he was just loyal.
he was actually just the puppet.
Will you be the same, Ronin?
I don't want to be. But it depends on what exactly you're trying to lead me to. Which is more my question of, am I going to not have a choice in whether I'm not a puppet or just who my master is?
She smiles. I am not the type to puppeteer. I simply provide the information that I seem fit. I harbor scholars and seekers of truth. That is what I'm known for. And I'm not particularly good, I won't lie to you. I do benefit from this. One, I want to keep her in here, and two, I want to get the fuck out of here.
You're stuck too now.
Yes, unfortunately.
Did you follow Gideon in here?
No.
Okay.
In a rare moment, you see a secret kind of pop off onto Vecna's face, but she lets it pass.
Mm-hmm.
Truly do what you want, Ronin. I will hopefully rely on the rest. If you choose to go with Paradox, so I understand completely, but I did not want you to be led to believe that this was going to be simple.
It never really is it?
No, it is not.
Well, I'm not usually down for the murder of children. So I guess finding this mysterious girl in the woods is our best option at the moment. What are your thoughts, Amethyst?
I turn to Vecna. I do not mean any offense if in what I say next, but I turn to Ronin.
Mm-hmm.
I am absolutely much more afraid of whatever Paradox could be if she is evil versus what Vecna could do if she's lying to us.
You see Vecna kind of like takes somewhat offense to that, but she just
Yeah,
pass.
I know.
It's the equivalency of noted.
Yeah. I know. I'm sorry, I've been fucked up. I've been fucked over by gods, and I've been fucked over by, I mean, the heroes of time actually know like a term now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would know. Right? Yeah, okay.
Does Ronan notice that like Vecna got a little bit offended?
Yeah.
Oh, he just kind of raises his eyebrows. It's kind of like.
I had wanted to say that not in front of Vecna, but we're having this conversation in front of Vecna, apparently. So. But also,
right.
Vecna hasn't led me astray yet.
I do tend to play favorites.
So that is another reason to why I believe Vecna. But I understand that you do not have any of this history with anything similar to the Paradox, and you have no personal history with Vecna.
No, I do not.
So I understand the skepticism.
Look
In
at you
fact,
thinker.
it's smart.
I was just thinking the same thing. I appreciate you not blindly following Ronin. Genuinely, I do. It is unfortunate the fact that you don't seem to be in the market for a god.
I'm not a fan of being owned. Let's just say.
Like I said, quite like you.
Will you offer, or I guess I should more ask, would Gideon offer the same as Paradox, which would be to save Jack?
I will just say that he'll bet his life on it.
All right. I think it's time for us to go find a girl in the woods.
I agree.
All right, then. I'm sure we'll be speaking again, Becca.
Yes, we will. Also, she tosses you, Amethyst, a gem, and you, Ronin, a blindfold.
He literally like he catches it, but he's kind of like also raises his eyebrows at her to be like, "We make him blind." Like it doesn't say anything, but we make him blind, Joe. Like for real.
She smirks and she kind of looks at you and she goes, "It is called the blindfold of the sighted. In case Ashes is not able to accompany you, it'll give you some sort of blind sight, rather. You'll be able to navigate without him decently easily, if it came to that. I don't play fair, and Paradox can poof him out of existence when she wants, so I figured it would be good for you to have something.
That is fair. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. And he like gently kind of reaches up and like strokes Ash's chin.
Amethyst, that is another charge of invisibility. You just need to crush it in your hand.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well,
best of luck. And if you make it to the obelisk, I'll see you there.
See you there.
Ronin turns
And
to head out the door.
I curtsy and then head out.
On the way out, Ash kind of does a like what up to like the guy to Gideon.
He
Gilbert.
Actually, no, he would wave like this. All right, you guys head out. Amethyst, do you use that charge?
Yeah, I'll use it now.
All right. And out back into tranquility you go. And that is where we end tonight. Welcome to chapter 2, you two. You're a good duo.
Oh, Ronin. It's like, because I know so much and he just knows nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also, again, the fact that he debated the God of Secrets, I'm genuinely impressed with. Anyway, I'm going to stop recording now.
Amethyst and Vecna both just like, yes.